It leads to the conclusion that war is inevitable, that mankind is doomed, that we are gripped by forces we cannot control. We need not accept that view. Our problems are man-made, therefore they can be solved by man, and man can be as big as he wants. No problem of human destiny is beyond human beings. Man's reason and spirit have often solved the seemingly unsolvable, and we believe they can do it again. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
But back in the late 40s and the 50s, college basketball was finally starting to get a hold of things. And the epicenter of it all was basically back in New York City. And back then, they had the NCAA tournament and they also had the NIT tournament, all of the games. This thing blew up so big, I don't think anybody ever realized it. Many top players and teams got involved in this.
Just happened to be the positivity, the winner in me, the hero in me, the champion in me seeked out what I could do, and I could reach out and found in that desperate time. I reached out and found I could go to schools like Christopher Reeves.
Right.
And as I was saying that,
sure,
and Danny said, "Your left hand's moving."
Wow.
And I said, "What?" And so at that stage, again, there's not a memo that God sends you saying, "Oh, you're not paralyzed anymore." You don't know. You're still in the fight. It's still a fight you're going into, bro. You're a winner. You succeed. You get ready for it. And when I got untaped, the doctor said, "Sit up." And I did, and continued my career as Buff Bagwell. There's many tests along the way where the spotlight is taken off of you. It's about what you do when the spotlight is off.
None of us get anywhere. We know this. None of us get anywhere without the help of someone. And I've had many people that you will hear me give a shout out to that helped me along the way. And I like to keep their names because a few of them have passed on, and I want to always honor them when I tell my story. We go on to the World Series. We beat the heck out of the Mets 4-1. We win the Subway Series. We win the World Series. Now, remember I told you the moon casting the shadow on the pond? That's literally where my mind was in the middle of all that chaos. That's how calm my mind was. That's literally what I saw in my mind when it was 3 balls and 1 strike. And I tell people all the time, I don't even fish.
Well, he just has to be himself. He skates 10,000 as good as anybody in the world, and he just he's just himself, he'll have a great race. Just be tough at the end, and you can't give an inch out there. It's start to finish for 25 laps, and you got to be tough all the way. Can't give an inch.
Things just come natural between them and myself, and we have a real good relationship, and we're like family. It's not just like coach and athlete relationship. We're like a family, big happy family.
Winning the gold medal myself cannot compare to when one of my athletes goes out and does it. It's for me like 100 times more exciting. The oldest one, always working harder. They always have a little bit more talent. He's got a future as bright as anybody that I've ever coached.
By the way, just cold, right. These cold places. Then it was all outdoors or skating outdoors and freezing. But, the sacrifices they made, just, as we all have amazing parents, right? And they've made sacrifices for all of us. And it's, we're here because of them.
It's incredible. Yeah. Your mom.
He, I believe, has made every skater he's ever coached better. And that's from my perspective, that's from my teammates' perspective, and many, many other countries he's coached. He comes with a downside, however, and I love Pete to death, and he would probably agree with what I'm about to say, but his downside is he doesn't do well with authority. So
I got really fired up, and we were on the outside, and I took the table apart and I threw it. And I completely forgot that my man Rowan had another spot to do. He was going to squish these people, but I threw it literally in his path. And man, we get to the back, and I watched it back, and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he goes, no. He goes, that was awesome. And right then I knew. I go, you know what? Maybe we're supposed to be together. So, because like anybody else could have got pissed that I stepped on his toes, and
sure,
but he just waited his turn and it made it better.
Right.
And he understood that, and I understood that, and so right there I was like, you know what, this is gonna work. Me and Rowan have placed ourselves in position to make an impact of some sort at WrestleMania. So that's again the goal.
Quit school and decided, hey, I'm going to train to be a pro wrestler. And it took years and years, and I'm struggling doing tiny independent promotions, wondering, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And that image of my dad coming home on the couch, basically just life experience and dealing with the goods and the bads that comes with everything, and then how to handle it. So maybe the next time something good or something bad happens, you learn to appreciate it better.
Until you've had that experience, you don't understand what dealing with an audience is. Nowadays, everything is a happy ending, you see. In television, everything is happy. The commercial is happy. In other words, you get the right soap suds and the husband loves you again. Your cake gets moist and all your troubles are over, you see? The car chase finishes, the villains are dead. In 1 hour, everything is solved, you see? We live in a world of happy endings with audiences who make every show, no matter how doomed it is and ready to be canceled, sound like a smash hit. And if it doesn't have a smash hit, in the situation comedies, you know, they have a little black box full of laughter. And they add that to the jokes. And you know that most of the people laughing on that box died long ago.
And he said, John, you got two choices in your life. You can have an ordinary life, or you can have an extraordinary life. This is the most important part of the listening to your imagination, is that what your imagination tells you to do, you have to do. Looking back over my messages, hitting it and hearing their voice, healthy and happy for the last time, changes my life immeasurably.
The whole world that he created was quite wondrous and magical, and I was thrilled to be part of that.
And you give back so much. It's that real paying it forward and being a real example. And it's so extraordinary because, I mean, the world is ever shrinking, and those of us who have been around for a while realize that you connect the dots and we all sort of find this common past that brought us to where we are today. And I think those two things are something we have to always keep in mind in this mission to save this planet, because it is fear versus love, and I think that's what you were talking about. What would you say are the most important things you could tell people to help shine some light on this world? And he said, smile and honor your sense of humor.
We're going through some times right now that are causing a lot of suffering. But if we can look positively to the future, perhaps this suffering will give us a stronger base to go on from. It's really an easy argument to make. I'm sure Mariel will agree that certain songs not only capture the movie itself, but the time in which it was created or composed.